How's it going, everyone? Welcome to a little ARK bonus video where we're going to, at least I'm going to give you my personal perspective on TLC creatures for the TLC contest that's going on. Or not contest, but voting. So basically what I've done, this chart, let me show you what I've got going. I'm going to, here, let me get Sparky the dog out of the way. I know how you guys love Sparky, but Sparky's in the way, so sorry, Sparky. Poof, he had to go bye-bye. But anyway, these creatures up here are not applicable. The only creatures are rideable or shoulder mounts, and they have to spawn on the island. And I have removed all of the community voted creatures that have been added to ASA because they're already pretty tanky. And a lot of people, I saw one person like, where's the Spinosaurus TLC? Spino already got a TLC. So yeah, if you're, Ari got a TLC back in ASC, so it must be someone who's new to the community. Anyway, no hate or anything, but just saying. Yeah, a lot of the creatures that a lot of people are like, they need TLCs, they've already got them. And they were not really good TLCs. But anyway, so all of these creatures down here are eligible for a TLC. Now you're probably thinking, Rhino-Natha, why'd you put that down there? Because it was added in Survival Evolved. Carcharodontosaurus added in Survival Evolved. So yeah, without that being said, without further ado, let me explain how this chart's going to work. So all these up here are not eligible for a TLC. All the blue ones not eligible. Here's how the chart works. Creatures put up here that are doomed without TLC are basically ones that have no hope, no legacy without a TLC. Ones in the orange row, they're ones that need a TLC, but they're not doomed, but they really, really need one. That could use a TLC is like, yeah, they could use a TLC. It's not the end of the world if they don't get a TLC, but they really could use one. Maybe TLC is, you can give them a little TLC. And then there's fine as is. Creatures that are fine as is, need no TLC. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started. So, Achatina, fine as is, because its only real use is Achatina paste, i.e. cementing paste, or EG cementing paste. So yeah, that's really the only purpose of the Achatina is to poop out Achatina paste, so it's fine. The Aloe pack, they could maybe a TLC, even though they get that pack buff, they tend to have lower health, so I would give them a maybe TLC rating, just because that pack buff is pretty good, but they tend to have pretty bad health, so maybe a little TLC on the health side. Anglerfish, this is my personal opinion, they really need a TLC. They're not doomed, but they could really use a TLC. They could use some, maybe take some reduced damage, or maybe dish out some damage. I know they're great with silica pearls, but That's basically all they're good for, and no one tames them unless they want to go on an epic silica pearl farming spree and they don't have access to a larger water baddie like a Basilosaurus. So yeah, we got that going. The Anki I'll put as a maybe. I like it where it is. It's cool where it is right now, but it could use a little speed buff. And it should have... Its current weight reduction is good, but maybe just a change in weight reduction a little more, because they still get encumbered pretty quickly. So I'm gonna give them a maybe. Araneo, doomed without a TLC. 100%. That spider is worthless. It is just killed for chitin right now. It has no greater purpose in the game except for being a source of chitin and some meat in a cave. Like, that's its only purpose right now. So without a TLC, it's garbage. Completely garbage, and no one will ever tame one without a TLC. Archaeopteryx definitely needs a TLC. I do not like the way you hold this thing. But will it get TLC? No, because the Sign of Macrops came out, and it's the new Archaeopteryx, and no one tames Archaeopteryx anyway. But yeah, they do need a TLC. They deserve some justice. Arthropleura, again, doomed without a TLC. Completely 100% doomed without a TLC. For the same reason as the Araneo. No one tames them. Are they good for destroying armor and tech? Hell yeah. But they're just so frail. So yeah. Baryonyx, I'm gonna put as could use TLC. It's pretty good, but it could maybe be a little tankier, or maybe its stun effect could deal some more damage or deal less damage but last longer. Like, that would be a nice trade-off, in my opinion. Basilosaurus, I'm going to put maybe. The only TLC I would say is that it needs to stop taking damage at extreme depths. So if it does get a TLC, that's all it needs. Bilzabufo, I'm going to put as could use TLC. The Devil Frog could use a TLC. It would be more appealing, just because it tends to be pretty vulnerable. So give it some hit points, give it some melee. But yeah, it seems pretty useful for, cement paste farming. When you go and kill bugs with it, instantly converts chitin into cementing paste, which is super cool. So I think it could just be a tiny bit tankier. The Bronto could also use a little TLC. Just give it a new ability, I think. I think if it just had a new ability, it would be more appealing to people. But it's not the end of the world, but it could definitely use some, like a new ability or something. Same for the turtle. Again, new ability. If it's tankier or whatever, like, that's okay. But new ability, preferably. Carcharodinosaurus, do not touch this SOB. It is fine as is. If anyone is saying this thing needs TLC, you are out of your mind. This thing is a monster as it. This thing is OP. Okay, if anything, it needs to be nerfed. It doesn't need TLC, it needs a nerf. The Carno, I'm gonna put as could. Again, new ability. Yeah, it has that gore effect. And, you know, yeah, you can use a Uranus to rally it. To use it to rally wild Carnos, but it would be kind of cool to see a new change to the Carno. Again, it's not the end of the line for the Carno, but just a lot of people don't use the Carno anymore. The Beaver, Castroides, again, I would say an ability, maybe where it takes, maybe inflicts increased damage when it's in the water or something. We know it has that magic weight reduction when it comes to chopping down trees, but maybe, you know, something like that, because you have to deal with all those nasty piranhas in the water, so that'd be kind of cool. The Calicotherium, I'm actually going to put as need TLC, because yeah, they're tanky, yeah, they can chuck those rocks that make it look like it just pooped on your screen, but it doesn't have any abilities aside that, and a lot of people don't tame them that much. A lot of people don't tame them unless they can change their server settings to make them tanky. So I think they could be beefed up a little, make them boss fight worthy. I think that would be cool. The Compy needs a TLC. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna put his need. Again, the Compy needs a TLC. It's got no purpose whatsoever. Actually, no, I'm gonna put it with Doomed, because it has no purpose, no use other than sitting on your shoulder. Right now, that's the only purpose it has. The Daedon, I'm gonna put as could use a TLC, because they're good with healing your creatures, but the Daedon itself, maybe reduce damage, or maybe increase damage, you know, something along the line of that. So yeah, I'll put it there. Dimorphodon, the only reason I'm not putting them with Doomed, I'm just putting them with Need, is because you can still use them to fight certain things, but other than that, they're pretty useless. The Diplocaulus, the only reason I'm not saying Doomed is because you can still use them as a living scuba tank, which is very, very effective. But other than that, yeah, they are useless. Other than that, Diplodocus, I'm honestly going to say Need instead of Doom, because, I mean, yeah, they gather berries, yeah, they'll gather some wood and thatch, but they can't attack. And yeah, they can sprint, but again, they can't attack. So, excuse me, pretty down there at the bottom. Dodos are doomed, as usual. Dodos are going extinct. Dodos gone extinct before, they're about to go extinct again. Doedicurus, probably for the same reason as the Anki, make it faster. Yeah, so maybe TLC, but we'll see. Dung Beetle, fine as is, because it does what we need it to do. So it doesn't need a TLC. Dunkleosteus, I'm going to put maybe. The only reason I'm saying maybe is that I would argue that its armor should make it shockproof. We need more shockproof creatures in the ocean. I'm just saying. So yeah. That's why I'm putting the Donkey up there. Other than that, it doesn't need any TLC. It's pretty good. Maybe its AoE could be changed a little. The Equus, I'm gonna put as could, because it's just, it's good as is, but it could, use, maybe a new ability. Let's say something like that. I don't know. Gallimimus is honestly a doomed without a TLC, because no one tames those things. No, I think it's Centac is the only ARK YouTuber who, aside from me, who goes out and willingly tames those things. The only reason I get a Gallimimus is because I think they look cool. And they can be put to use for some things, but not a lot of things. So, yeah. The Giga, the only reason I'm saying maybe not fine as is because I would like it to be able to fit in the tech cave like the Carcharodontosaurus. Yes. The Giga spends too much time bulking in the gym. It needs to do a cut. Just a small little cut. So it can fit in the tech cave. And wipe everything out. Just like a Carcharodontosaurus can. So just to make life easier for everyone. Rhinianatha. Fine as is. Oh my gosh, the ducks, the evil ducks. I hate them so much I can't even remember. Hesperornis. First of all, make taming these things easier. Second of all, make them poop out golden eggs. All the time. Like, don't just make it a, like, what is it, a 1 in 4 chance after every 10 eggs they lay, it will poop out a golden egg. Like, no, it needs to be like a 50-50 for every egg it poops out. And they need to poop out eggs more often than any creature. So, because that's, no one tames them anymore for their eggs for extraordinary kibble. Everyone goes for Uties, or wyverns, or rock drakes, and everything. Like, everyone's like, screw the Hesperornis, I don't need you in my life. The Ichthyornis, I'm gonna put could. I can't think off the top of my head what else it could use other than some higher health. But yeah, I'm gonna put it as could. The Ichthyosaurus definitely needs a TLC because it's just so fragile. It definitely needs a TLC. But it's great in the water. It just needs a TLC. Iguanodon could use a TLC. I would want it so where it can jump regardless if it's running on all fours or bipedally. Kairuku, it's fine as is. And the only reason it's on there, even though it's not a shoulder pet, you can still pick it up. So, yeah. Capro, doomed without TLC. Oh my gosh, how I would love to see a Capro get a TLC. Would love that. Give them better health, better melee, better weight though. Better health, better weight. Please, I would love that. The leads, oh, you can't even tame the leads. That's right, I forgot to move it up here. Not applicable. But if I could apply it, probably the maybe. Liopluridon. Screw that thing, I hate it. Temporary tame. If you don't give it a TLC, no one tames it. No one tames it anymore anyway. I can't think of anyone who would tame that thing. Unless they force tamed it or cheat spawned it in. Like, who tames this thing? It's so frustrating to tame it, and they're a temporary tame. You have them for 30 minutes? Like, no, that's so stupid. That was probably one of the dumbest ideas that the devs thought of. Like, temporary tames, come on, get out of here. Oh, that makes me so mad. Because here's the thing, Liopluridon, it looks really cool. But making a temporary tame, get out of here. Absolutely not. Manta, yes, TLC for the same reason as Ichthyosaurus. It's fast, but it's fragile. Megalania. Definitely, I'm gonna put doomed because I can't think of a lot of people who tame these things now that the rock drake is a thing. So yeah, it needs a TL. It needs to be as vicious as a Thyla. This thing needs to be able to slaughter. The moose, I'm gonna put could. Mainly because I would like the female to be able to have some sort of ability besides run. That'd be nice. Megalodon, fine as is. Do not touch that thing. If you give it any sort of TLC, number one, you need to make them an endangered species. Like Liopluridon. Okay? First things first, make them an endangered species. Oh my gosh, I hate those things so much. Megalosaurus, doomed without a TLC. Get rid of that day-night cycle altogether. Get rid of it. I hate it. And I know I've heard some people saying, well, it's cool to have it. And, you know, maybe they can tweak it a bit. Don't tweak it a bit. You chuck that thing out the window and you make sure it gets run over by a bus, and then you go out there to where it was run over by a bus and you strike a match to it. Like, I'm just saying, get rid of that day-night cycle. I cannot stress that enough. Megatherium, maybe. I think it's pretty good as is, but I'm gonna say maybe just because even though they do increase damage to insects, I think they should take decreased damage from them. Megapithecus, I'm gonna put as a need because they're good with, you know, throwing poop and everything. But other than that, they're not that viable. Microraptor, doomed. I'm going to put doomed for the Microraptor because I don't really see that many people taming Microraptors and using them for something other than as an aesthetic pet. The Mosa, I'm going to put as could. Excuse me. Just because it's not as scary as it used to be. It used to be very scary, but now that the Helicoprion, not just the Helicoprion, but also the Xiphactinus and the Deinosuchus have arrived. Not so much the Archelon. I mean, Archelon could. you know, take one on, but I can't take on the high level ones. But ever since Zafactinus and Helicoprion were introduced, Mosas are pretty much wimps. They may be a lot bigger, but they are a lot wimpier. The Moshops need TLC. They are really good berry gatherers, really good fiber gatherers. They will get you that superior kibble early on, but they will not fight. They will run away from a fight unless you are mounted on them. So you need to make these cowards less cowardly. The otter I'm going to put as could. I can't really think why. Maybe just some better weight, I'm thinking, because everyone focuses on leveling up their melee for the insulation buff. But I think they should have the better starting weight. So if you're going to put stuff in their inventory like artifacts, then they can be able to carry, you know, artifacts as well as, you know, other things that are needed. The Ovis, I'm gonna put as a maybe. Maybe you could give it a little. I don't know. Maybe a little something, but nah. I mean, I can't really think of. I'm just putting it there as maybe, just to give it a little grace, because its dossier say its temperament is, and behavior is stupid. Let's make it a little less stupid. I'm just saying. The Pachycephalosaurus, doomed without a TLC. Those things are so worthless. They need a TLC. People just don't tame them anymore because after, I think, level 15 or 20, like, no one tames them. Pachyrhinosaurus definitely needs a TLC. They definitely need to be tanky like a trike. Paraceratherium, I don't think it needs a TLC. I would put it fine as is, but you could put maybe if you want to give it an ability. So maybe I'm gonna give it some grace. The Pego, it actually has that new ability on extinction to collect gotcha crystals, so I'm gonna put it fine as is. Pelagornis definitely needs a TLC. Those things are wimps. I shouldn't even have to explain. Definitely. Actually, I'm gonna move it to doomed. Doomed without a TLC, because those things are awful. Phiomia, fine as is. You don't need them for anything. Plessy, I'm gonna put could use TLC. I think the only reason they would need a TLC is for shock resistance, but speed wise they're fine. Their AoE is kind of iffy though too, so yeah, would do TLC. Pteranodon is going to go as need, just because they're just a little bit better than the Pelagornis. Pteranodon you can tame earlier, but they're worse. You can tame the Pteranodon earlier, and they're better than the Pelagornis. Pelagornis you tame later, but they're worse than the Pteranodon. Even though you can land on water with the Pelagornis will get wasted. Yeah, so that's why I'm putting Pteranodon there. Scorpion, I'm going to put his need. because I don't see it as doomed. Yeah, well, no, scorpions get... Not a lot of people tame scorpion. I'm gonna put scorpion as doomed also. Yeah, because no one wants to tame bugs. Quets need TLC, just a speed buff, that's it. Tapejara, for the time being, I think it's fine as is. Terrorbird, I think for the time being, it needs just a little buff in weight, but that's it. The Fairy, I think it is fine as is. Thyla, fine as is. Oh my gosh. Whoever thinks the Thyla needs a TLC is definitely new to this game. I'm just saying, because the Thyla has changed a lot. I cannot believe Wildcard did not include Thyla on the list of creatures that are ineligible for a TLC. Like, the Thyla has changed so much. Why would you not include on the list? Titanosaur, I'm gonna put as need a TLC because single players, some single players do tame it, but I think it, actually no, I'm gonna put it as doomed, and here's why. The Titanosaur, you have to tame with cannonballs, and it has torpor that is so high you would not believe how many headshots with cannonballs. It can take hours to get this thing knocked out. Real life hours, not ARK hours, real life hours. So I honestly think that, number one, a Titanosaur needs to be something that's not going to slowly die. Like a Titanosaur, when you tame it, it is also a temporary tame, but not just for 30 minutes. You get it for a good while, but then it eventually starves to death. That needs to go away. Number two, you need to get rid of the cannonball method. You need to go down to shocking trank darts. Like, if bow and arrow doesn't work, regular tranks don't work, go down to shocking trank darts. Or better yet, make it where the cannonball does not always have to hit its head. Make it where the cannonball can hit any part of the body and inflict torpor. Just makes life so much easier. So much easier. And make it a permanent tame. Permanent tames. Again, stop it with the temporary tames. I hate the temporary tames. Tuso, I would put it as could, just make it shockproof. Again, Woolly Rhino, I would put as maybe, probably because just because it can be a little slow to start. Like, it takes a while to start running fast. It takes a little, at least I've noticed this, call me crazy. Let me know in the comments if you've noticed that. I've noticed that it's just like the Bison, but the Bison charge is faster than the Rhino charge. So I think that would be the only TLC I would give the Rhino. And then the Yeti, for now, I think is fine as is. I think that's it. So this, yeah, is my honest ranking of our creatures that need a TLC. I mean, here we are. So the ones that I think need TLC more than any other creature are Araneo, Arthropleura, Compi, Dodo, Gallimimus, Hesperornis, Caprasuchus, Liopleurodon, Megalania, Megalosaurus, Microraptor, Pachy, as in the Pachycephalosaurus, the little dome head, Pelagornis, the giant seagull, Pulmonoscorpius, and Titanosaur. Those are the ones that I think need TLCs more than the others. Then, our runner-ups: Anglerfish, Archaeopteryx, Calicotherium, Dimorphodon, Diplocaulus, Diplodocus, Ichthyosaurus, Manta, Mesopithecus, Moschops, Pachyrhinosaurus, Pteranodon, Quetzalcoatlus. So, the first list are the ones I'm like, we need the 4 winners to be on that list. And then the second list are my current 4 winners. Yeah, those are mine. But let's go ahead and take a look as to which of those creatures are currently standing. So, the Giga is the number 1 place. Megalosaurus, Araneo, Quetzalcoatlus. So, the number 1 place is a maybe. Number 2 place is a doomed. Good. Number 3 place is a doomed. Good. Number 4 place is a need. That is good. So yeah, I think that hopefully this stays. Hopefully Thyla drops some more. What I'm also hoping is that, let's see, Megalodon, no, that needs to drop. That needs to drop. If I could donate like $120,000 to get rid of Megalodon, like I absolutely would. Absolutely. If Carno goes up, Carno's in the could use, so that's okay. Plessy's in the could use, that's okay. Megalodon, fine as is, absolutely not. I'm gonna be so mad if that one wins. Compy is in the doomed, really happy with that. But yeah, if Megalodon wins, I'm gonna be so mad. Giga, honestly, I think we're good without the Giga. Unless the TLC is going to be a change in size to where it can fit into the tech cave. That's honestly what I think for the Giga. And if it gets reskinned, who knows? The reskin could be absolutely ugly. Like, that's all I'm really thinking about for the Giga. Unless it's given Carcharodontosaurus stuff, so kinda not happy that Giga's in the first place, just saying. Unless the whole point is to get it shrunk so it fits in the tech cave. Because here's the thing, my TLC decision is based off of utility, not look. I could care less about a creature being reskinned. I want it to have a new ability or something like that. Make it more useful in the game. I don't care about making it look pretty. I care about it being useful. That's all I care about. So, not happy with that. Very happy with that. Kinda disappointed that it's going down. Really happy that that's going up. So, yeah, that is it for the tier list. So let me know in the comments down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I know we're going to have a lot of mixed opinions. So I'm very keen to hear what you have to say about this. So please let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.